Hi guys, Jason Smith here. Welcome to AskGolfNut channel. Today we're doing TSR2. We've done TSR1 already. That's on my channel. Pop up there if you haven't seen that one. Obviously, watch this one first. But TSR2. So there's four technically in the range. You've got TSR1 being the, shall we say, the most forgiving, the most aim directed at the person who wants as much launch as possible, as much spin as possible, possibly lots of forgiveness, a little bit of draw bias, that kind of idea. When it comes to TSR2, this will probably fit the most people because this is their one size fits all kind of golf club. It's a bit more of an optimized spin rate for a slightly higher swing speed. When it comes to TSR3, got a little bit more adjustability on that one, and TSR4, different beast entirely. When it comes to the tech inside of this thing, just imagine it's a TSR1 with its center of gravity shift a little bit closer to the face, so a little bit more of a usable spin rate when it comes to the slightly higher swing speed player. Variable face thickness, they talk about how forgiving this thing is off of all parts of the face. Now, obviously big claims when it comes to marketing, when it comes to variable face thickness and forgiveness. So remember guys, at the end of the video, we're testing this all over the face, high toe, heel low, as I always do with all golf clubs, to see how forgiving it actually is. This is well, it looks smaller than TSR1, but it actually doesn't. It's not. All of them are 460cc, even though it's TSR3, it's still 460cc. Not quite sure about TSR4. Not going to be doing TSR4 because, again, about 3 people will watch that one. Same shaft. I've got this in the hazardous 6.5, 60 gram, and I've got the same shaft in for every single of the 1, 2, and 3 that I'm going to test. Looks. Now, this is a titanium driver. This has got a shiny crown top, a very shiny crown top, so there's no carbon weave or anything, it's all titanium. The face has an etched front to it, and all the graphics go all the way to the edge. And what I like about all the Titleist drivers, the TSR drivers, is the looks when it comes to the sole. It is plain, we'll call it. There's no fandangled this or anything else, gubbins coming out here and spoilers and aero this. Now they have tweaked the aerodynamics of the golf club. Again, the company's been doing that for years, so a little bit here, a little bit there, but it just looks really, really sleek, really, really nice. All in black, all in gloss, a little bit of grey, but apart from that, that is it. So, titanium driver, a bit more optimised for me. I've got this in 9 degrees, I've got all of them in 9 degrees. Now the TSR1's a 10 degree head, but because of the sure fit neck, I can tweaky it down to 9 degrees. And if I wanted to, obviously in the 9, I could move it around as well. But for keeping apples for apples testing, anyone who wants to watch all 3 of these videos can just do, yeah, the same thing. Right, so we are at Tall Pines Golf Club, hole 13, shot 1. It's a dog leg, a right to left, and yeah, this is the same one that I use TSR. Now, not quite sure where I'm going to be aiming because I haven't hit TSR2 yet. The TSR1 wanted to move to the left, so it'd be interesting to see where this one wants to go. Right, let's go give it a hit and see how this one feels, because the TSR1 definitely felt titanium, we'll call it. Yep, that's drawing not because of the head this time when it comes to TSR1. That wanted to do it because of the head. This thing, that's me. 1.5 closed. There we go. So slightly toey. Yep. Slightly closed. That's moving left because of me. Right, so just doing TSR 1 and 2. I'm gonna have to calm down straight away after. I'm trying to do the TSR drivers all on the same day, so I can keep me the same. The problem is with doing different drives on different days is everyone wakes up differently on different days, and they are different in themselves. So yeah, let's try and do that again. Try and do a bit better job though of not putting it in the bunker. That's definitely not going in that bunker. Higher on the face, slightly high toe. Oh, good numbers. Yeah, definitely. Tee's gone all over here. Oh, that is a much more optimized for me. So slightly high toe, 11mm toe, 7mm high, not really a miss. Path and face, very, very good. Just look at that spin rate. Woof. So 13.8 launch, so 14 degrees launch and 1800 RPM. See, that's okay. It's slightly high toe on the face, slightly, not a lot, slightly high toe. I'd be worried if I'm starting to miss this. If I start going to double digits miss as a miss, then I'm worried about that spin number. Because although that's really good on that strike, and that's a nominal miss strike for me, 290 is good. It's the 1800 RPM spin rate, which I'm not looking forward to if I miss it slightly more than that, because it will have the potential to fall out of the sky. But yeah, that is not moving left. Dynamics was so much better that time than the time before. That's leaky. That might be bunker. See, wow. Okay, let's have a look at this one. 1.2 across. This is an interesting golf club. Now, this has got 1400 RPM. Look at that. Wow. Yeah. That's why we're getting some interesting flights. So, generally speaking, what people have this misconception of is that if you have more spin, if you have tilt axis applies to a golf ball, the more spin, the more it will spin offline. It actually doesn't work that way. When it comes to tilt axis, especially, if you have a slight mishit, which that one was, the interesting thing is that gear effect, what we call gear effect, is when you miss the middle, when you hit towards what the face has roll and bulge, there should be a certain amount of gearing that the golf club applies, or the golf club applies to the ball, and it comes back to target. We're already outside that. That's why it's going right with a twisting of the face. As soon as I hit it 13 mil, I felt that slight twist. This is a less stable head than TSR1, so we are going to get a much more favourable flight when it comes to distance. I mean, yeah, that's bordering on the lines though of non-functional. When you miss like that, it's 13 mil toe. Wow. That is that's a long way offline for what I was expecting that to do. I mean, I hit that and I thought that was fairly good. I didn't expect it to do that. Let's go give it another go and see if we can do a better job. Yeah, that's me anti-right. But I say what though, I mean, considering that was not ideal, it's still slightly toey. What was that one? Path 0.5 across, face 0.9 closed. Yeah, that's me basically saying go to the left, so that's my fault. 11 mil toe again, so I'm slightly toey, and that did gear left, as you can see. So the face was slightly closed, I just want to go that way. So at the moment, I'm going to have to work a way of dialing this one in, because it is less predictable than TSR1. TSR wanted to go one way, so it was just a case for me of working out where effectively I needed to start it. This, yeah, she's a little bit more sensitive. But hit well. I mean, she's getting out there. Oh, she's getting out there. Yeah, she's getting out there. So it would take me a little while, I reckon, to dial in this. Strike was 9 mil toe again, so still slightly toey, 1 mil low, so vertically good. Path was 1 degree across, face was 0.3 open. I still wanted to draw. That's from the strike. See, that's it is a bit more of a sensitive girl, this. Launching lower, 11.5 degrees. Remember, all of these are going to be set at 9 degrees, so there's no difference there whatsoever. And the same shaft, again, no difference there whatsoever. So any differences in launches and spin rates is all down to basically where I strike it and what the centre of gravity of the head wants to do. But that's 290 carry. Like, yeah, good driver. I just need to spend a bit more time with it to see if I can dial it in. Right, one last one before I whack it all over the face, because that's the most fun part of the lot. Oh, don't go too far left. No, that's pretty good as well. Slightly slower swing speed, 109, but that's done really well. Yeah, I think all I need to do with this one, really, honestly, so 10 mil toe, 1 mil low. Again, you can see the strike is I'm grouping, for some reason, I'm grouping much more toe biased with this one, but not massively toe, just slightly toe. But it's going left because I told it to go left. But 284 carry from a 109 swing, 147 efficiency, 160 mile an hour ball. This is a very good driver. Now, I need to spend some time just dialing it in a little bit, dialing me into the driver more than anything else. But I could really see something like that working for a vast majority of golfers. Spin 2041, adequately low enough. I mean, you could argue possibly sticking up a degree or two to get a little bit of forgiveness. As soon as you start dropping spin down, tilt axis of the golf ball starts to move a bit more. So as we saw on a few shots ago. But yeah, lovely feeling, lovely sounding, lovely looking from my point of view. I like the fact that it's really sleek. It's really like quiet, and it's just okay, shop appeal when you have it on the shelf. When you've got other drivers which are a bit more fandanglies and sparkly, then yes, this one may not stick out. But yeah, that's just subjective looks. Right, so let's go give this one a whack. All over the face, high toe, heel low, all those interesting parts. We'll go see how far it goes on average, although we already see it's outdoing TSR1 already. And let's go see how forgiving TSR2 is. So after taking a load of shots with TSR2 Driver, let's go have a look at the averages. Let's go have a look at the forgiveness as well, how well it did when you hit it from interesting parts to face. Remember, TSR1 is going to be for the golfer with the wants for highest launching, highest spinning, and also potentially the most forgiving. When it comes to TSR2, TSR2 is a lower spin profile driver, which is going to be for the golfer with a medium to higher swing speed. TSR3 would be higher. TSR4, like 4 people are going to want it. But TSR2 Driver is going to be for the mainstream golfer. So let's go have a look at the averages of TSR2 and also how well it did off miss hits. Ball speed on average 158 miles an hour, launching at 13.6 degrees, spinning at 2,100, give or take 2,077. 2-1. Going peak height 35 yards in the air and descent angle at 37.9 degrees and carry 287. Very, very healthy carry number. Very healthy carry number. Club head speed's 109 dead, so obviously not the fastest of which I can do. I'm normally around about 110, give or take normal, and I can then move it up if I really want to, but yeah, 109 normal-ish. Efficiency is 1.45, which is good. Attack angle 5.4 degrees up, hitting up by 5.4 degrees. Club half is 0.9 across, 0.6 open face, which means a baby tiny little fade, as in within reason, fairly straight. Loft is 19.5 degrees, and face impact on average is 6 mil toe, 0 mil high, and you can see I've got standard deviation on there as well. You can see I've been varying around the face trying to hit different parts of it. If you look at the graphical representation, even though it's a baby little fade dynamics, I'm talking baby fade dynamics, it's missing on average like a yard or 2 left, which is not a lot. I mean, what was that? Oh, 4 yards left. There we go. And that's because of strike. That's because I averaged 6 mil toe, which gives it a little bit of gear effect going to the left, but it's missed 40 minutes on average. It's absolutely fine. When it comes to the miss hits on this one, so originally when it comes to the footage I've just got on camera, I've hit TSR1 video first and then straight away went to TSR2. No hits with it or anything else like that, so it took me a little while to get used to TSR2 on camera and then off camera as well, hitting it a load of times. And once you get in the groove with it, once you understand your delivery pattern with it, it's actually a very, very good golf club, as in the case of you saw there that the averages of 280 odd yards at 109 miles an hour carry is very, very good. Right, so go have a look at the forgiveness side. Caught some interesting fun ones. Right, I've got one here, 106.9 miles an hour, so slower swing speed, 0.2 across, 1.9 open, as in the case of fade. It is a fade. 21 mil heel, 3 mil high. Now, I'd have loved to have caught this one 0-0 delivery. Of course, that's what I try and do as best I can do, deliver 0-0, which is my normal delivery, and then purposely miss-hit it off of certain parts. And that's harder than you think when you're trying to purposely miss-hit it off certain parts and keep delivery very, very good. Now, again, I'm out by less than a couple of degrees, but it's still, I've asked it to go right because of my face being open. Did it? Yeah, it finished 14.9 yards offline. That's because of my face delivery. The actual strike, I was surprised just how well it did. Remember, you got roll and bulge on these things, so effectively that has made the golf ball start 3 degrees left, even, or 2.9 degrees left, even though my face is open at 1.7 to target at the point that I hit it. But 21 mil heel makes the ball start left and then cuts back, which again is cut back within reason, I would say perfect amount, based on the fact that I had my face slightly open, effectively cutting it. Done really, really well. Have we lost efficiency? 1.39, absolutely, yes we have, because 21mm hill is not a very nice place to hit it on any golf club, let alone driver. It's just not very nice, but it done really, really well. We lost distance, yes we have, but then it's a slower swing speed as well. Next one, 108.4 miles an hour, so speed's going up a little bit, 0.6 from the inside, 0.2 close, so baby draw dynamics, like a perfect baby draw dynamics. 18mm low, 9mm toe, but 18mm low. That's the biggest one here, very low on the face. So it has launched 8.3 degrees and spinning at 2.5, so we have done exactly what vertical gearing does. It launches the golf ball a little bit lower and spins it up. Now it's carried 262, so it hasn't done too bad really, considering that is very, very off the bottom. 1.44 efficiency, so considering the swing speed that I put in 108.4, we've still got nearly 156 miles an hour of ball speed out from that strike. TSR2 Driver is very, very good off miss hits. Next one, 108.5 miles an hour, so dialing up a tenth at a time nearly. 2.5 across, 0.6 open. So this would be a baby fade, normally, definitely would be, with 0.6 open. It would have potentially missed fractionally left of target still, because I was swinging 2.5 across. But I hit it 5mm low, 17 toe, the 17 toe bit. Now, when I hit this one, I did feel face twist. I felt that the face physically twist open. And there does seem to be certain parts of this golf club when you hit certain shots that it twists the face a little bit, and then it doesn't give the gear effect that you would need or require or would expect to get the ball going back on target. And so it's finished 21 yards offline, 20.8 yards offline. Okay, right, is that going to be a missed fairway? Possibly. It might be in the first little bit of rough. Oh, okay, at 284, do you care? Of course you care, but are we expecting a little bit too much of it? Possibly, I don't know. It just didn't react as I thought it would do, considering the strike. I thought it was going to at least try and gear a little bit back to the left, but it didn't. It started slightly right and it stayed basically slightly right. But it's done fine. 20 yards offline at 284, considering the miss hit, is okay. It's not too bad whatsoever. Next one, 109.5 miles an hour, slightly faster, 1.2 across, 0.0 face, as in absolutely 0.0 face. 13mm toe, 4mm high. So again, slightly toey. Now, if you imagine that ball, if I hit it out the middle and stuff like that, if my face is 0 to a path which is 1.2 across, that ball should start 1.2 degrees left. No, because of the strike, it started 1.2 degrees to the right. And then look at the cut spin. It decided to cut as well, which is again this thing with the toe. When I hit some, there seems to be a sensitive part on the TSR2 driver of toe strikes. When you hit it off certain parts of the toe, it gears back. If you hit it off other certain parts of the toe, it doesn't want to gear back, and so it then just stays open. And this case, it actually cut, which surprised me. That has now finished to 22.1 yards offline, which is a missed fairway. I would say that's a missed fairway. Now, if you're going to have a fairway which is 50 yards wide, no, that's not a missed fairway. But if you're going to play on normal golf courses where fairways are 30 yards, 35 yards, 40 yards wide, that will be the first cut of rough. Now, are you going to lose that one? No. And at 296 yards, are you really complaining? I don't know. But from the point of how the golf club should work, I was surprised at the fact that it didn't gear in the different way, considering the strike, which is an interesting one. Last one here, 108 miles an hour, so again, slightly slower. 1 across, 1.4 open, little baby fade please, normally dynamics. 14mm high, 8mm toe. Now this is an interesting one because it has started to want to gear left because of the high strike. Now, again, when you, as a general rule, if you can hit high in the face, yeah, that will reduce spin. Launch at high, reduce spin because of roll and bulge. But it also want to attribute a little bit of draw bias to it. And then when you hit low in the face, yes, it will launch lower and spin up. But it also want to cut it slightly, add a little bit of fade bias to the golf ball. So with a little bit of 8mm toe and 14mm high, not only has obviously that launched now at nearly 17 degrees and spinning at just under 1500 RPM, which is low, again, that is 14mm high, so it is quite a high miss strike. It's going 285, 311 total, which is a long miss hit. absolutely a long miss hit. And it's only finished 11 yards offline, so it's still hitting fairway. It was just doing something different to what I was expecting it to do, but through dynamics, from being slightly cross and slightly open, and the strike kind of then twisted it a little bit. Now, okay, is it bad? Not even close. Is it doing somewhat different to what I was expecting? Possibly, or at least exacerbating something that it's doing. But on average, though, the TSR2 Driver is a really, really good stick. It really, really is. Not only will it suit the masses when it comes to its launch conditions. Remember, I've got all these set at 9 degrees. There will be TSR1, TSR2, or TSR3. They're all at 9 degrees. So we can look at them as a comparison to see how they react within reason. All the same shaft, remember, guys, so it's just the different head. I'm doing this on the same day, so within reason, I'm not trying to hit too many shots, and I'm doing it through the length of the day so I don't get too tired. But I would say TSR2 out of all of them is going to be one for the masses of the golfers out there, the majority of the golfers that are looking for a slightly lower spin profile, definitely, and a much more advantageous launch window than TSR1. Is it forgiving? Yes. Is it sensitive off certain areas, especially the toe? Yes, I have noticed. Now, it would be interesting to do some more testing with TSR2 to see exactly how it works longer term. Now, obviously, this is a collection of shots that I've worked out. There's some interesting parts, but still, you could argue, even with all the shots that I've hit there, they're still hitting fairway, regardless of what kind of weird and wonderful strikes I put on it. So yeah, on average, it's doing extremely well and exceptionally well. When it comes to conclusion of it though, guys, when it comes to conclusion, I would say that the feel is slightly better than TSR1. It sounds slightly quieter than TSR1. TSR3 sounds a little bit better than TSR2, but yeah, kind of without doing a comparison. All the sleek looks of Titleist, which I really do like, all the bells and whistles that you see on other manufacturers and how bright colours this and bright colours that. No, Titleist doesn't do that. They just want plain and it just looks classy. Feel, yes, subjective. And then performance, well, on average, I think out of all of them, I think I would possibly go TSR2 because it's just a bit more stable off of miss hits. Now I want to go into TSR3, you'll have to wait to that one to see what the miss hits on that one are. But yeah, we'll come to TSR3 in a later video. So hope you liked the video. If you did, go on, thumbs up. YouTube's like it, so do I. Next to it is a subscribe button. If you could do that, it would be great because it's good for the channel. And next to that also is a bell icon. Go on, get the bell on because that's a notification bell. That will let you know next time I upload another video. So I hope you're well, and we'll see you again soon.